I'm in a place where this girl is telling me how she's still getting over her nigga, but I wake up at 6 a.m. She hit me with the good morning. We talking all fucking day. I see her as soon as we go to school.
Right.
We talking all day, every day, up until we go to sleep, and it's the good night, wake up, same shit every fucking day. I'm giving her all this attention. She's giving me certain attention. I'm not getting what I want. Now, at this particular point in time, I had a homie that lived in her neighborhood. So me, a homie, go link up with a different homie. We're just in the neighborhood. I'm like, yo, what's up? Where you at? Like, come through, whatever. So she come chill, and then we talking and everything. Everything's all cool. It gets a little late, so I'm walking her back to her crib. Later on, I get a hit from her nigga. And he's like, yo, what you think you doing having my girl out all late and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that's why I'm like, bro, look, if she wanted me, she would be mine. That's not the issue. She already knows what it is. I already know what it is. But then if we might just be chilling, she one time, like we're just like on a random class, so we was talking every day. She just sent me like a picture of a dick made out of Play-Doh. I'm like, what the fuck? So I sent her a picture of some like hentai, like some animated porn shit. And she sent me a picture of some animated porn shit. And then I sent her some more graphic shit.
You wanted that joint.
I sent her some more graphic shit. And she sent me some graphic. Like, so we literally going back and forth sending porn pictures to each other. And I'm like, yo, if her man saw this, he would be mad. The whole time I know she don't want me. Now, had I understood, but had I understood at the time, I might have peeped that, hey, around the time we had this conversation, I was talking to this chick and she knew about it.
Yeah.
So maybe.
Okay.
So I'm like, yo, at the same time she told me she didn't fuck with me, I'm talking to my ex, and then I'm still trying to get at her. So my dumb ass is letting her look at my phone one day and she sees some shit with me talking to my ex, and now she feel a way about it. And then now I feel a way that she feel a way about it because she says she don't want me. So I'm like, yo, why you feel a way about it? Whole time I'm being a bitch ass nigga trying to make her jealous. Like it's a whole, it's a
mind game, bro. It's who can win, bro.
But it's about the lack of understanding. Because had I been real about it, I'd have been like, yo, she says she's not into me. I'd have moved the fuck on. But then even deeper, even after her, there was another situation I had where it was a chick that I was friends with first. I developed feelings for her and my idea of feelings at the time. And I tried to come at her, and she told me like, oh, she was dealing with a lot right now and blah, blah, blah. Pretty much not saying she didn't fuck with me, but saying like not right now. Now, my dumbass thought that just meant not right now, opposed to, nah, she just don't fuck with me. So I stick around the whole time. And then in my mind, I'm like, well, like, if I just stop fucking with her in my asshole, is she going to think I only wanted her for sex? Am I wrong for that? Even though me as an adult now, I could be like, well, look, nigga, it don't mean she wasn't a cool person, but you were attracted to her and you did want to fuck her, so you never got that. And yeah, you were getting certain type of friendship vibes from her, but she not the only one who could provide that. So why are you going to waste your time giving all this romantic attention to a girl who don't fuck with you? And she is like, I couldn't see it as straight up. You know, I looked at it as, oh, I don't want to fuck up potential. But then why are you waiting on potential? Is she like, is she different from any other girl? Is she like so special? And the real shit is, I couldn't say yes and no because I never fucked. So I never saw how she could provide with it. Like, I never got to fuck her. So how the hell would I know what she was like in a deeper relationship? How would I know what she could provide in a couple relationship? I'm looking at her as just a person I'm chilling with and I'm attracted to. Right. But it never got so deep. Like, I never saw how she would act in real situations. I saw a lot of me being there for her to vent, talk about different shit, whatever. But I was always having a certain level of a facade up, like most niggas got. You don't keep it all the way a buck with certain bitches, especially when you just trying to fuck. But then when you like fuck and you open up and you feel like she cool, whatever, you might see a little more of her, she see a little more of you. Me, the whole time, I'm letting her be her, get all the attention she wants from me, all the attention that I want from her. I'm giving it to her thinking that means something and maybe she'll reciprocate. Right. Not understanding that we're taught to get what we can from who we want. I'm thinking that since I'm giving her this attention, she'll give it to me. No, because she's accepting that I'm giving her this attention. She doesn't give a fuck who she wants it for, or who she gets it from. Right. As long as she gets it and she doesn't feel pressured into anything else. If a woman knows that you're not trying to talk to her unless you fuck, she's either going to fuck or stop talking to you. Right, if a woman knows that she'll talk to her It don't matter if you want to fuck. She could know you want to fuck and know you ain't about to do shit about it. Vent to you every day, get all the attention she wants, and respect you less and less every time.
That's different.
You posed the question: can a woman really respect you when she knows you're cool with not get what you want?
Yeah,
I feel that,
bro. This shit is crazy,
right?
This shit is so
this
crazy,
shit is
bro.
crazy.
Bro, this joint is so wild, bro. Like, shit.
This shit is crazy though. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, just realizing what you just said, and like, just
bro, nature is crazy, bro. The way that we naturally built is crazy, bro.
you don't even
In
want to look
general.
at it that way. You know?
you don't.
Don't.
Because like a lot of people will argue. They'll be like, "Who hurt you? Why is your heart so cold?" I don't think my heart is cold. I think my eyes are open. That's all it is. I'm still me. I'm still the guy who has empathy and wants to care about people and help people and do different things.
Right.
I'm just no longer the guy who will allow himself to be taken advantage of. It just is what it is.
Right.
I understand what it is. I provide something, you provide something.
Right.
And if you're not getting what you want, then why are you there? Like, even my most recent relationship I had recently, and like, I reflect on that a lot, and I see lots of shit that I grew within that. I had, to some extent, one-itis, and we're going to have a whole episode about that. But I was feeling like there was some deeper connection, and it was deeper than all the shit. Even though every time I applied some RP shit to it, I got what I wanted to a certain extent. It was more stress than what was necessary.
Right.
You know, it was many a times I had to step aside, like when I have friends over and I'm in the room for an hour or two on the fucking phone having a conversation. Now, did it not end the way I preferred it to end? Sure, in those particular conversations. But the fact that I had to go through what I went through in order to get the results that I wanted showed that the base was not where it needed to be. And I was putting up with certain shit that I shouldn't have out of fear that, or not even out of fear, more so out of laziness. And I mean, I guess to a certain extent, fear that maybe, meeting a new girl is going to be annoying. Having to develop new relationships is going to be annoying. Or am I going to meet somebody here and there and this and that? But then I realized this particular girl was cool in certain aspects, but a lot of the aspects that I want in a significant other were not provided. A lot of the things that I required as far as interaction were not easily accessible.
Right.
There were certain things that I had to deal with in order to get there. And when it all ended, I wasn't even like emotionally hurt. I was more so like, wow, damn, that was fucked up that I had to waste my time to get to this point. Where in the prior times, prior interactions with this particular person, I would be more likely to get emotional and get upset, and maybe even to the point of tears, where since I've become RP aware, I'm like, well,
Bro,
I mean, I understood.
I know where he's coming from.
Why it happened.
I literally just got out of that situation, like not even.
Talk more to the mic. Yeah.
I was about to say I definitely with you on that one because I literally just got out of that situation. Like,
hey, you can elaborate because I'm done with my situation. That was pretty much it. I realized it wasn't what I thought it was, and it was cool.
No, mine ended off with I got into that car accident and no fucks was given, but about what happened to the car, not me.
Was it like a shared car with you and your girl at the time?
Nah, bro, it was going to be a gift.
To you or her?
To her. If she had got her license.
And you got into a car accident with it.
Mind you, I paid for all the parts.
Okay.
And
so you helped build the car.
Yeah, bro. And half of the car itself. So like it was mainly mine. You know what I'm saying? Mine, it was just I was going to give it to you as a gift. You know what I'm saying? Like if you did what you achieved and what you set out to get, you know what I'm saying? But it never happened.
Not to cut you off, I just want to say that would have been a huge fucking mistake if you did that.
I know.
Especially like where we at in our lives and like our level as men. That's like the ultimate take advantage of. Like she'd have took that shit and that wouldn't have meant nothing towards a long-term relationship.
Bro, how you bro, I bought a PlayStation 5 for her, bro. She only touched it 3 times. But when she had her own PlayStation,
give it to me.
Bro, even when she had her own PlayStation, bro, she used to touch that shit all the time.
Give it
but
to
I bought you the newest system out there. You don't touch
it don't mean the same.
Give it to me.
It don't. It definitely fucking don't.
It don't mean the same if you give it to me.
Hold up, but what did she do? What did she do to earn that PlayStation 5?
Nothing. That's the sad
That's the
part.
problem. No, that's not the sad part.
I know,
That's the
no, I'm saying,
problem.
That's the
sad-
self-reflection of
Yeah,
it.
bro. That's what I'm saying. That's
You
the sad part
understand
of
it
my.
now.
Yeah, bro. Like
I mean, at least you can say that though.
I should have
Like,
never
at least
done
you can
that.
say
I should have never
Yeah.
be either one of them.
She
You know
not
what I'm
gonna-
saying?
she
But
not
at the
gonna
same
respect
time,
it.
she don't respect shit. She didn't respect shit.
So let me ask you a deep question, if you don't mind asking this, because y'all not together no more, right? Were you with her just for pussy, or was there other things she provided? Keep it a buck.
It was other things she provided.
Give me those lists of what she provided outside of pussy.
Financial state. At first, it was a mental state.
All right, hold up. No. Stop.
So
you
financially,
said
like-
she helps you out.
Yeah, if I ain't have it, she had it.
All right. So look, from the moment she first helped you out financially, the clock started.
I was making more money than her.
But no, I'm saying the moment she helped you out financially, the clock started.
That was just so for me. All right, so me personally, if you can't put at least 10% of what I'm putting up, there's no point in me having you.
But women are not providers. So if a woman has to put 10%, that means you only putting in 90, and she's looking for guys who can fulfill that extra 10% and give 100.
Why do you think I'm single now?
No, and that's reflection for the time being. I feel you there.
I'm done with this shit.
Well, no. See, and that's why I say don't get better, get better. When people love to say who hurt you, a lot of the times you got to
I'm going forward. I'm grinding, bro.
You got to move forward, but you got to remember it's like, and that's the fucked up part, because when we talk about love, we would love to have a woman who could help me out. If I'm just a little bit short this week, you could help me. I got everything else. The lights is on because of me. The fridge is filled because of me. You know, you got gas in the car because of me.
Car
This
insurance, you know what I'm saying?
Everything is good. I
Electricity,
got
all
it.
that shit.
We just need some milk.
That's
We just need
it.
some milk
Just
and
one
eggs
little
in the
thing.
fridge. Something that little.
The
honestly,
bullshit.
and it's fucked up because I'm not trying to hyperbolize it.
Right.
It could be how often that happens. It could be a few times. It could be something else. Maybe it's just a light bill 1 month, but you got it 11 months out the year. That 1 month you a little short. She got to pay the light bill. It could be something that's simple. Start the clock, because they're built to take care and nurture. You're the provider. When they have to step into the provision role, they're looking for somebody who's a better provider, to where they don't have to be in that provision role and they can be 100% within their nurtural role. Even when they spend 15 years going to school, building a career, when they have kids, they want somebody who makes more than them so they can step into that nurturing role and step out of that provision role. Any level of provision, start the clock.
Right.
And that's the point. It's fucked up.
Bro, that's the fucked up part about
Well, you
it, bro.
disagree, Twan?
Go ahead, bro.
I feel like it honestly all depends on the person and how the woman values herself.
I think it's more how she values you.
Yes,
And I
but
agree.
also
I ain't gonna lie to you. Out of all the females
Right?
I've seen, I have to
If
agree
Jeff
with that
Bezos
one, bro.
needed to borrow $10, you think a woman gonna look at him lower?
Bro, his wife would leave him, bro.
No, I said no, because that's different. I'm talking about like if Jeff Bezos had to borrow $10, you know what he's worth. You know his long-term value. You know everything. He just happens
Why the
to not
fuck
have
you
his
need to
wallet.
borrow $10?
Because he happens to not have his wallet on him. Maybe he left his card at home. If there's no ATMs around, it could be for any scenario. You're gonna value him because you know, even though he needs this $10 right now, he don't really need the $10. It's just for right now, opposed to you're going broke and you actually need that $10.
Okay, never mind. You put it into the.
Because like I feel you. I like it comes down to the type of person, but it really is how they value you, not themselves. And even when it comes to valuing themselves, it's based off of them having you.
See, but
I feel like that's why niggas could get away with certain shit that niggas get away with.
And when
Such
the
as-
Like,
wife,
hold up.
my fault. Go ahead.
You know, like how men have a midlife crisis.
Yeah.
It gets to a point where they done squandered their potential trying to satisfy another woman, and they realize that at this point.
That's their midlife crisis.
It's like when you talk about your grandma resenting your grandfather.
Yeah.
I feel like because she didn't understand the value of what she did as a household wife.
Right. I can see
And
that.
she could have got somebody better, per se, based on her value.
Yeah, I can see that to a certain extent.
So it's like it all depends on who you're dealing with and how they view themselves to a certain extent. To see, it's like You will run a red light because
see
you
your
know that red light does not have cameras.
Right.
I see your
Right. Right.
I see your point.
Right.
Okay, that's a
No,
good
for real.
example.
You're not gonna get in trouble for running that red light.
This red light don't have cameras, but
Yeah,
It's like being
So I'ma
misled.
stop. Yeah.
It's like being misled. Like you felt like somebody's value was higher, you got proven wrong, but it's like too late type of deal. So I could see that point there. It's like, well,
but that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah.
See, and I definitely feel you there.
Yeah, go into it.
I feel like on a large level, it really does come down to who are you as a man? What is your level? What do you require? Are you high enough of a value to deserve that requirement that you have? And do you accept what you get from the person you chose to provide that value? It's like if you know that you want to be the sole provider and you want your woman to stay at home and raise the kids, but she don't want to stay at home, so you compromise. Are you mad when things don't work out? Because you didn't get what you wanted, but you felt like you loved her and you felt like maybe she was the best you can get. You didn't want to look around more. That's where plate theory comes in. Whereas women aren't the same. Women by nature have to compromise. But at the same time, us as men have to raise our value. When women compromise, they fuck the nigga for jeans, marry the nigga for stability.
That makes sense.
When men compromise, they get with women who don't give them what they want. So it really comes down. Women, raise your value. Raise how you sort through niggas. Pick the nigga who could provide everything. The likelihood low is what it is. Men, raise your value. Get to the point where a woman is happy to give you what you want. Not willing, happy to give you what you want. You want the woman that's happy to support you in the ways you need her to support you.
Right.
Happy to. Love is not transactional. It's desire. It's natural. If I see a rich, fit, healthy, smart, sociable man, and he's with a healthy, fit woman, nurturing, lovely, and they say they're in love, I could believe that. It's not unconditional, but they're in love. That man works hard every day. He stays fit because he loves his wife. That woman works hard every day to take care of the children. She stays fit because she loves her husband. That man never lets a dollar slip away from the family because he loves his family and his wife. That woman makes sure the house is clean, the kids is good, and she stays beautiful because she loves her husband. And that's how you maintain your situation. That's how you maintain your balance. The moment that nigga loses that bread, he fucks up. Don't get mad. Get better. The moment that woman slips up, she a little lazy with teaching the kids. She lazy at the gym. She getting less attractive. And that nigga leave you. Don't get mad. Get better. That's the only solution. Don't get bitter. Get better. Don't get bitter. Get better. A lot of the time we get stuck in the place of compromise where we don't understand. Like when people talk about relationships being work, that means you're out of your frame. As a man, especially when like you ever hear about a guy, a woman with a woman, a woman with a man, and she might joke and be like, "Yeah, I'm working on him, on some playful joking shit." Yeah, that nigga needs to leave her. That nigga, if you don't adapt to your woman, she adapts to you, and if the woman doesn't adapt to you, you move on. Cause you come
You'll
first.
only be hurt in the end, nigga.
That's what it is.
Left feeling salty.
You don't adapt for your woman. She adapts for you. And if she trusts you, she will adapt. Right. If she doesn't trust you, you shouldn't be with her.
Bars. Can we take a shot on that one?
Yeah. And at no
Can
point.
we take a shot for those bars?
At no point should a man adapt for his woman because she only got you because of who you were on your own. She got with you because of who you were. When you adapt to her, you're no longer the man she wanted.
Rap, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of fucked up right now.
You don't.
I mean, look.
This was for me.
It is what it is. This is the big cap.
Cool off of that drama too much, G.
Yeah. But what's your thoughts on that, Dom?
Yeah, I'll take one.
Dom? Yeah.
It could go. I'm trying to figure out how
to word it.
I said I'm just trying to figure out how. I'm trying to think about it. You know what I mean? So like, bro, it's hard just to think about how much we don't know that we know.
What do you mean by
this,
that?
like, all right, so
Like the intersexual dynamics? Let's take this shot real quick.
yeah.
Before you respond, Josh.
Bars Factory.
But about the intersexual dynamics, like how much we don't know about that, or about like the factors that play into why we do what we do?
All right, so the fact that we do what we do is a natural instinct from the jump. From the jump.
Yep.
It's a natural instinct.
Hardwired.
But the whole of adapting to our different situations from our natural cause is like so differential. Like, how do you maintain those two different, like, I don't, bro,
It's maintaining. All right.
It's like you're trying to go with one thing, but then just say fuck it. I'm gonna just try to corrupt this file real quick. Delete some data. Replace it with this. You know what I'm saying? Copy this on there, download it, slide the file out, and just rewrite the whole.
You gotta look at it
piece,
like this.
You
gotta look at it like this, right? At the
Switching
end of the
from
day,
PC to Mac.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a whole different ball game.
I mean, well, yeah. See, the whole point is, right, the way we grew up, society has heavily influenced us. And this is an episode that, at this point, by the point this episode come out, like this episode would have, the other episode I'm referencing would have come out. We called it Friendships, Flowers, and Candy. So we grow up with the flowers and candy mentality most of the time. Like if you like a girl, give her flowers and candy, compliment her, and she'll like you back, Where a lot of the time that's untrue, because you can see women get disrespected and they stay with niggas. They come back to niggas and they do whatever. You realize it's not about that, that's the social conventions that have been promoted onto us that lead us towards where we're at now when we talk about like the 70 to 80% divorce rate on the West. Like not even just America, like even parts of Canada and like spreading around. So when we talk about this type of shit, we need to understand that it really is a grasp of how you move and how you perceive things. If society told you to go certain ways, but your gut instinct, you need to follow your gut. In the same way I talked about before, where my gut had told me, yo, this girl told you she getting over so-and-so or not right now. My gut was like, all right, dip. Society is what influenced me to say, well, I mean, am I an asshole if I stop talking to her because she doesn't want me? Am I an asshole if I don't stay friends with her? Because it's like, does that mean that I was just trying to sexualize her? Does that mean?
But see, that's where it comes into the whole effect of you're letting your environment change your nature.
Well, your environment. All right, so that's where it comes down to nature versus nurture, right? Because your environment influences you in a lot of different ways you think, whereas your nature is how you're gonna naturally like be inclined to move, right? So if you have certain things that you're being told are wrong, in the same way, like when people say boys will be boys, that's acknowledging nature.
You're right.
But when you say, "Oh, nah, don't fight, don't do this," and no, you got to be nice,
that's being nurtured.
That's
nurture. That's changing shit.
Whereas, like, we're naturally more violent and competitive. Like they say, "Don't fight" as boys, but they don't say nothing about don't race each other, don't like go hard at basketball. That's still boys will be boys. But when we fight, that's a more like violent like upbringing. I mean, that's a more violent aspect of it. Whereas men are naturally more violent anyway, and we show that more innately. So
and women are attracted to niggas who can mix.
I mean, yeah, that too. I mean, and that's really what it comes down to when we understand why we're into certain things and where we're influenced by society versus what is our nature. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things you got to overcome. Because me personally, I held on to like the whole. I think the term is like the mainstream social imperative. I think that's the term where it's like. I used to call myself a feminist to an example because I felt like women were held back. I believed in the wage gap. I believed in all these different things that have been debunked. Like I felt all these different ways about shit. I was one of those niggas like in the same clip we heard where Rolo was referencing a post where a guy had said, yeah, men are dumb And that's why, like, they don't understand certain shit, and women just talk like this. And it was from a man. Well, that's the social imperative. That's the nigga that is really being influenced heavily by society, opposed to really being able to truly reflect on his own experiences and understand why he thinks the way he thinks, why his success rate has been the way it is. Like, why is it that a woman could one day, on Saturday, she can tell you that you're the best boyfriend ever, you're loving, you're affectionate, you're perfect, and Sunday she could break up with you, and then Monday she can tell you that she just wants to be friends, and then Tuesday she has a new relationship.
Right. You right.
I mean, it just is what it is, and you can't get mad at that. At the end of the day, you were doing something that turned her off. You didn't seem like a high enough value. She didn't want to get rid of the attention she was getting from you, so she asked to be friends. She linked up another person to get with right afterwards. She got with that person. If you still want her, you're going to give her the attention she wants, as though y'all never broke up. So she loses nothing in regards to you, and she gains more in regards to the new person she chose. And that's just the way it works. I mean, don't get mad. Don't get bitter. Get better. And that's what it comes down to. And in the same way, like, I had a situation similar to that where I'm dealing with a chick. Everything's cool. I didn't even want this chick at first. I literally was trying to get her to friend. But then my homie came in at the same time, and he got her to friend. So I was like, all right, whatever, it is what it is. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just, like, go after her because I ain't got nobody else at the time. It's more like a fuck it type of deal. You know what I mean? So I'm talking to her, and I tried to get her one time.
Take one for the team.
Not even. It was more like, yo, I had nothing else I was dealing with. So this was just,
shit.
It's like something better than nothing type of deal.
Right.
And she was cool. Like, we were kind of friends, we were friends at the time. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I remember one time talking to her about some relationship type shit, and she said she was dealing with somebody or whatever. So I was like, whatever. But I didn't take it that serious, so I just never really brought that shit up again, right? Until later on, we was just chilling one day, and then I did bring it up again. I would always flirt with her and do whatever, and I'll bring it up again, and then she pretty much assumed we were together after the shit that I said. And I kind of noticed that too. Like, if I'm dealing with a chick, and then, like, maybe I try to get her there, but then she turned me down, then I just let it go, and we still interact, and I might still flirt. Then I might just bring it up again, where I'm like, yo, so remember when I brought up being more than friends? And then, like, she'll just move forward, like, acting like we're together at that point, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. Like, one time, I was, like, bringing up the whole being more than friends. She was like, yeah, but we can't tell my parents. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't ask you to be my girlfriend. I just said, do you remember when I asked you about that shit? But I just kind of went with it. Second time I brought that shit up, yeah, remember when I asked this? The girl straight up asked me to be her boyfriend right there. So, like, I noticed that, too, like, to a certain level. But with
that's because you ain't pay them no mind. They thought
exactly.
They thought you was shit.
Exactly. Because with the
I respect
with the
that,
first
man.
one,
he
with the first one, I kind of let that shit go, and then we get together. Everything is cool for a little bit, and I feel like I'm doing too much. Like, I got into the vibe of having a girl at the time. I liked the attention I was getting. Everything felt all cool, and then next thing you know, like a little bit of time go by, and we having a talk, and she telling me how good I am, affectionate, loving, and X, Y, and Z, whatever. And then the next day, she broke up with me talking about being more than friends. I'm like, what? And then, like, the next day after that, like, I see her, and I'm trying to get her back. She like, nah, I just want to be friends. I'm just like, well, damn, all right. Like, I'm hurt, but I'm just like, whatever, because we were friends before.
Bro.
Then, hold up, but then peep. And then the next day after that, she had a new relationship. Now, I was hurt. I was definitely hurt. But I let that shit go because, like I said, from off rip, I wasn't even really that into her off rip. I got emotional because I felt like I had somebody I cared about that cared about me. I was more emotional than I was logical in that particular place. So I let that shit go. Now, over that time, we stayed friends because I didn't take it like crazy, whatever. We stayed cool. And then as the year went on, she ended up telling me about another dude that she was quote unquote in love with for years, even though she was with me recently, talking about you've loved this nigga for years. I'm like, what? I let that shit go. I didn't give a fuck at that point. I was so like done with her, right? So I was like, whatever.
Sure.
Now, Pete, nothing happens with that nigga, even though I'm low key talking to her about this nigga not happening. So, but the whole time I didn't give a fuck. Like, I was looking at her as like pussy to attain at that point. Not that I really wanted her, but just like, oh yeah, we were together. I didn't smash, so now I'm trying just at some point knock you off the list type shit. Call me an asshole if you want, whatever. So later on, I'm flirting with her, all this shit, and then she got over that other nigga, whatever. I'm not taking her serious, but we talking about being friends with benefits. I didn't give a fuck, but then she was cool with one of my homies at the time, and then I get word from my homie. He was like, yeah, bro, I was talking to so-and-so, and she talking about how she got feelings for you again and all this other bullshit and whatever. And I'm just like, in my mind, had I understood what I know now, I would have acted differently. But at the time, I'm like, well, I did like you at this point in time. You did what you did. I got over it. You said what you said about this nigga. I don't really give a fuck. You saying that you like me to my homie. Well, I don't feel the same way about you. Even though I know we could be friends with benefits and I could get some pussy, I chose not to go along with the friends with benefits because I didn't want to get her emotions involved and hurt her. Even though I realized that I probably should have just fucked. And then, but then time went on, and then I ended up talking to her again. This is when I was dealing with the one friend that I told you that said like she had to get over some other nigga or whatever, right? At that point, when I was talking to her and she put me in the friend zone, I was hitting up my ex trying to get some attention. So at that point, I could have fucked had I had a whip at the time, you know what I mean? But I'm using her. I'm straight up using her. And she was mad. And you know, I think back, I felt like an asshole for this, and I doubt she's ever gonna see this, so fuck it. I'll say what happened.
Shit, you never know nowadays with social media.
I don't give a fuck, bro. I really don't give a fuck. Bro, all right, so like I said, at one point in time, the one girl that had friends on me, I was talking to my ex. I'm getting news from her, all that type of shit. You know, we was younger at the time. News actually meant something. You know what I mean? So I'm asking for different shit, talking about different shit. We flirting, we talking about sex and all the shit. So I let homegirl see my phone, my friend at the time that I actually wanted. I'm thinking maybe she get jealous, see another chick want me, and she start acting different. Now she kind of felt away. She kind of felt away, and I was mad she felt away, but it was, in my mind, it's like, look, if you truly don't want me, you're not going to feel a way about me talking to this other chick.
So she got jealous.
But
a teeny bit.
Like
she got
the reason that she was fucking with you was because she feel like the fact that you was not getting no pussy made her value you at a lesser level. So she might have in her head like, yeah, he's fucking with me because he's not getting no other pussy. It's like the reason he's doing this is because that he really fuck with me and he feel like he got a shot.
See.
She might feel a way when that might not be necessarily the case.
Yeah,
because she's not giving a fuck about your side.
See, and that's
and
she where
feels
I
like she
up.
can make a attitude about it, and you not fuck with no other Johns, but still give her attention.
Yeah,
knowing that you not fucking.
And I was definitely giving her that attention, but at one point she saw that it was like, because I guess the way. And it was this way because she was the girl. My ex at the time was definitely coming on to me more than I was coming on to her. But I'm not gonna say I wasn't coming on to her. So when homegirl saw my phone, she saw it wasn't one-sided because I was talking to her about the shit. But I guess she might. I guess I made it seem like homegirl, like my ex was coming at me opposed to me coming at her. So she saw certain shit with me coming at her, and then that made her feel away.
Did you tell her that you knew that? That you was talking to the friend, or she just found
talking to my ex?
Yes.
Yeah, she knew. She knew I was talking to her about that and like all this other shit that was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So like she knew what it was.
So did she know you was talking to her or talking to her?
I mean, I don't remember.
That's the question right there, bro.
I mean,
you should. I feel like you should have never told her in the first place.
You know what? I made bad decisions like when I was young.
No, but this is the shit that niggas don't realize. Because I look back at my shit and there's a lot of shit.
It's one thing I want to touch on because like I didn't realize that at the time. But with this particular chick, my ex at the time, this is where I'm like, yo, hypergamy is real as shit. Because like she had to have valued me crazy at that time.
Yeah.
Because I tell her it was one point in time. I told you about
which one.
Where
the friend or the ex?
The ex.
Okay.
Where I made the ex cry.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, it was fucked up. I felt bad about it, but at the same time, now as an adult, I'm like, yo, hypergamy is so real, it's fucked up. Like, it's annoying. So I'm literally on the phone with her, and I told her straight up, I'm like, look, I don't really feel that way about you, but I like that you feel that way about me. And I don't know if I'm going to feel that way about you again, but I don't want you to stop feeling that way about me.
Bro, you trying to confuse her? You alright? You trying to confuse her, bro?
Nah, I
get the
wasn't.
best of both worlds.
Yeah,
I
bro.
wasn't, because I kept it like, yo, long story short, it's like,
Girl,
look,
I don't want you, but I
I'm
want
not-
with you.
No. It's like, look, I don't want you, but I don't want you to stop wanting me.
He trying
It's like, I like the attention I'm getting from you being into me, but I'm not into you in that way. I don't want you to stop being into me because I like the attention, but I don't.
Girl,
know if
I
I'm
got
ever gonna be
multiple
into you.
That's not your role.
wives.
You want to know what fucking happened? She started crying on the phone. She hung up and she called me back later, and we kept going. And that's where like, as a child, I was so confused, but now I'm like, yo, she valued me high as shit. She understood how I felt, but I was still giving her my time. She understood what I wanted from her. She was still willing to give it to me. She was hurt that I didn't want her, but she valued me enough to stick around because it was something worthwhile to her. I was never able to execute on that, and eventually I sat that plate down.
So we're gonna go back to our first conversation of the one of the two that you're providing.
Okay, about me in that particular scenario?
Yeah.
Well, for me, I would say at that point, she saw me as I was slightly older than her. So that's
Okay.
a level of
I get
superiority.
what you. I guess.
I was like I guess you could, at that point in time, you could say I was somewhat the leader of my friend group. So she sees me in a certain position. I'm confident, and I had talent. So she might see me move, the way I talk. I'm smart. I'm able to give her certain attention. I can make her feel good. She sees me above the people that's around me. And then at that point, like, she had moved around that point in time. So it's even extra to where it's like, are you going to a different school? If you don't see no other niggas that's at my level, nobody is as confident as me. Nobody shows you the attention I show you. Your friend group is a bunch of bitch ass niggas, but you see I was more masculine in my group. The way I talk, my accent, everything. When you see all that shit is different, and I say something that hurts you, but I'm still giving you attention, you ain't going nowhere unless you see somebody better. And at some point, we just stopped talking because I dropped it. I ended up dealing with other chicks. And then that was it. You know what I mean? And that follows up with the chick after that, too, that I had dealt with, because it was like, well, same deal. Like, you see me within my clique. She was new to the clique. She see me. I know everybody. I'm cool with everybody. I'm talking to everybody. Like, I got a certain level of confidence to me. I talk a certain amount of shit. You gonna fuck with my vibe. And if I come at you, it's gonna be one thing. And then we start getting to know each other. I make a move at you. You hold back. I'm like, all right, whatever. Then right after that, I start dealing with another chick. Once I'm done with that other chick, I come back to her and she asks me out. And it's just like, damn, it's that visual. It's like, yo, you see, like, I showed you a certain amount of attention. You ain't give it back. I'm like, all right, bet, I'm out. You showed me a certain amount of attention off of how I came at you, and maybe I moved a little too strong, so you thinking I ain't got no other options. I dip off, exercise my options, and then I hit you up again. You ask me out. It's all that simple. It's fucked up. It might feel cold, but it's not. It's that simple. My only issue back then when I was a little bit younger was that once a person chose me, I put too much into that opposed to continuing to exercise my options and spin my plates. That's really what it was. That was my huge issue there. But I say all that to say, like, look, I literally told the girl that I don't like her, but I want her to keep liking me. She cried and hit me back up, continuing to like me in spite of how I felt. Because it wasn't about me, it was about her and how she viewed me.
That makes sense.
It's like I tried to come at one chick, she turned me down until I dealt with another chick that she knew. And I didn't even know they knew each other at the time. Honestly, I felt like I was a little dirty at that point in time. It's like you go from like
Dirty
I was a little
macking.
dirty.
I felt a little dirty because it's like, yo, I'm literally like
Dirty macking.
we in a certain club, whatever at the time. I'm
this one, go to the
I'm
next.
focusing on one chick, but then she turned me down. So now you see me with another chick. I just met her somewhere else. I'm bringing her around the main clique. You see what it is. I was coming at you, but now you see me walking. We in a group together, but I got my arm around a different chick. You see me dealing with that. I deal with that whole situation, and I just hit you up out the blue. I literally hit I was dealing with one chick, stopped, got with the other chick. The day after we broke up, I hit the other chick out. She asked me out to be her boyfriend.
Yo, so sorry. Wouldn't you say jealousy plays a lot?
I don't think it's jealousy. I think it's like when a woman sees you wanted by other women, she raises her value. It's not that she's jealous per se. Not to say that jealousy doesn't exist. It's to say that your value gets raised.
Yeah, the fact that other women want you raises your value.
Bro, so now you're a rich man that basically ain't shit, but just because somebody else wants you, you're valuable.
What you mean ain't shit?
All right, so we're going to put in this perspective. You starting to get yourself back on the grind, whatever, blah, 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 you know what I'm saying? Homegirl wants you at one point, now she wants you again after you found somebody else. So
yeah,
now,
don't fuck with her, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's different.
But like,
we're men, not women.
But at the same time, like, that's not a natural thing.
Why you say that?
Because you'll have most people that just be like, man, I don't even give a fuck. And keep pushing.
People or men?
Men.
But we'll talk about the women.
Now,
I agree with you
from women's aspect, now, in the century that we're in, where they adapt, as we were talking earlier, those who want to be independent or think they're independent, don't you think they're in that sense of, oh shit, I didn't want him at first, but now it's like...
Nah, women who want to be independent, they're misled and they need to be alone and independent.
I don't know how that makes sense then.
No, because if a woman wants to be independent, she can be independent. But if she wants to be a wife, she's dependent on her husband. And that's just the fact of the matter.
In certain aspect, as he's dependent on her.
Yeah.
It's a give and take.
You can't
so
be
basically
with somebody
you're
else
not fully. So basically, you're not fully independent. Then
you can't be with somebody else and be independent.
A man can be independent regardless of whether he has a woman or not. A woman could be,
but he cannot.
A woman could be independent, but she can't fulfill her purpose being independent. A man can.
That's what I'm saying.
In a relationship,
that's where I was getting at. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was like trying to get at. But at the same time, like, how can you be independent without that variable?
What, the extra women?
That woman, yeah. How can she be independent without that variable of having
a man?
A man.
Well, she's independent when she thinks that her degrees that she's earned and her money that she earns and her job makes her valuable.
She's still missing something, and that's the offspring.
Exactly. But a man doesn't need to have children to be fulfilled.
Well, she does.
Exactly. So she needs to be dependent on a man, where a man can be truly independent. A woman who proclaims to be an independent woman is a woman who proclaims to go against her nature.
Right.
So basically, there's no such thing as an independent woman. Basically,
well, no, there is, and I'm saying they should be alone.
You talking about after or before they have the kids?
You have kids.
So no.
Before or after the kids? Especially if it's in their nature to have kids.
It's in their nature to have kids, but at the end of the day, if you're having kids out of wedlock, if you're having kids without a loyal nigga, then you're choosing to be dumb as fuck. I mean, like, you shouldn't be a woman having kids out of wedlock claiming to be an independent single mom. You're fucking your kids' lives up, whether you feel you are or not. You doing that for your own nature, opposed to the success of your own progeny. It's like, that's fucked up. A man could literally create a business and change the world, build buildings and foundations and be fulfilled. No children. A woman needs to have children to truly be fulfilled within her nature. And when she chooses to be an independent woman and thinks she's just going to find a nigga that's better than her to put up with her independentness, she's fucking retarded. It just is what it is. You got to understand that men who are at a certain level want a certain level of submissiveness and assistance, not an independent woman. If you're independent, that means you're doing your own thing. That's all cool. I will fuck you and you could go back to doing your own thing. But if you want to be a wife and a mother, you're going to need to do what I need you to do for my thing. And that just is what it is. And if you can't get down with that, that's cool. Like I said, I'm still gonna fuck, but you're not about to be the mother of my children. And if you are the mother of my children, you're not about to be the wife that I choose. That comes down to dick discipline with the niggas. It's like, don't, like, wear your condoms. Make sure she on birth control. Like abortions if you can. And if you can't, deal with your own consequences. But understand, you got to have the dick discipline to not let yourself get taken advantage of in that way. And women, you need to understand what you provide in a long-term relationship, work on those skills, and find a person to be in a long-term relationship. The higher you raise your value, the more value you will play to a man of high value. And if a man chooses you, you can be the wife and you can be supported and do all the things and live within your nature. You can have your family, you can have your kids, you could be a nurturer. You can do all these things and be great. You could be like, you could be the perfect partner.
Wonder Woman, you hear me?
No.
He said no. Wonder
No.
Woman.
Not realistically, just because, no, I mean, like, because even when we break it down, you know what I mean? Like Wonder Woman is a dope character and she's beautiful, but realistically, like, who marries Wonder Woman?
Superman.
Nah,
Shit, he don't even marry her,
He go with
bro.
Lois. Nah,
he don't even
Superman got with Lois because Lois, even though she got all this attitude,
normal.
she can't do shit. Not really.
Yeah.
Superman could look at Lois's attitude and laugh at it because she can't really do shit. And when it comes down to it, is breakfast ready?
Yeah, I guess I feel like
Facts.
Wonder Woman can't do shit.
Whereas Wonder Woman, like,
if
what,
I'm
like,
Superman, Wonder Woman can't really do shit for real.
it just is what it is. And then even when we look at like superpowered superheroes getting with non-superpowered niggas, the two prime examples, Black Canary, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, Batman. You know what the two niggas got in common? They're both billionaires.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Damn, I can't argue. That's
And
like
they
the
got
cherry on
simple
top.
women, bro.
It just is what
Simple
it is.
women, bro.
It's not simple. That's nature.
It's-
Don't get
yeah.
better. Get better.
Well-
Don't call them simple. Don't disrespect them. Don't say they're wrong because they like certain things. Or no, don't say they're wrong because they're hardwired to go with certain things. If a man is mad at his girl for cheating on him with a basketball player, when this nigga worked 40,000 at a construction job, or he get 40,000 at a construction job, nigga, you're fucking retarded. She cheated on you with a nigga that was better than you. Don't get bitter, get better. Don't get mad at her and say, oh, you cheated on me. Yeah, she cheated on you. Break up with her. But don't get all emotional and all this other shit. Just understand why what happened. Get better. Drop that bitch. Don't stay with her. Just get better. Don't complain about it.
You can't really get mad when you
better.
understand why it happened.
Exactly. Just improve. That's all. Just improve. Don't get mad. Don't get bitter. Get better. Your girl cheated on you with whoever else. All right.
The title of this
Find a new girl.
episode, Hypergamy. Don't get bitter.
Get
Get
better.
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 That's a fact.
That's it.
That's
That's the
true.
title.
Hypergamy.
Yeah.
Don't get better. Get
Title.
better. Because a lot of dudes, and even myself, I feel like I would just like look at women and get emotional about it and like be like, oh my God, women are this and that. How could you do that? I didn't understand. Now that I do, I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be mad. It's like, it's on me. I just gotta improve. Like, what the fuck? It's like, well, why is it that you think you could live in a bullshit area? You got a bullshit car. You got a bullshit crib. You got a bullshit job. And you think you deserve a bitch who's gonna be loyal to you and do all these different things for you. It's not to say it's not gonna happen. You know, different cultures make it easier for them to fulfill that role. But when it come down to it, what do you truly provide? How do you hold shit down? And if you're not holding shit down in the way that it needs to be held down, don't get mad when you don't get the results that you want. Improve. That's it. Improve. Constantly improve. Stop bitching. Improve. And when niggas can let that shit seep into their heads and be like, you know what? You got it. That's all I got to do. I just got to improve. I need to stop bitching. I need to stop thinking about all the things I don't got and think about how to get the things I don't got. I need to stop thinking about all the things that I missed out on and think about all the things that I can catch up to and achieve. I need to think about how I want to live, what I'm cool with. I need to work on my own disciplines. I need to work on my own purpose, how to improve everything within my circle, and then find somebody who can help me improve what's in my circle and wants to be a beneficial member of my circle and provide me with children to put in my circle and will help me build this legacy. And if all you focused on is keeping the girl opposed to keeping the girl who helps you, because a lot of niggas is just that, whether it's just pussy. You know, and then like a woman will stay, all she provides is beauty and pussy and get mad when her husband fucked the assistant. That assistant helped him make money. Of course she was getting something. Are you helping him make money? Do you think that all you need to do is cook and clean? Depends on your nigga.
Right.
Your nigga might not require nothing more than you. But the more beneficial you are, the less replaceable you are. The more secure your spot. Pussy won't secure your spot. Anybody got that. Any woman has that. I could pay for that.
For real.
How can you secure your spot as my wife? How can you raise your value to make a woman want to secure her spot as your wife? That's the ultimate task for men and women, romantically.
Bet. I feel like this been a great one. I feel like that was the perfect thing to end off.
Yeah,
on.
facts. Honestly.
That was the perfect
Like, y'all got any like closing thoughts?
statements?
Yeah, I was about to say, y'all got any thoughts to end off with?
Hypergamy doesn't care.
Bro,
Bars.
facts.
This nigga spitting.
Real
that
rap
shit
though.
is
Hypergamy
real,
doesn't care. And I mean, like that always resonated with me from when we watched it off rip. Hypergamy doesn't care. It really doesn't care how you feel or like the effort that you put in. It's just a matter of understanding your role and her role and how she's gonna act and how you gonna act, depending on what happens. So,
And depending on what you require.
Yeah.
yeah.
No matter what you can provide from whatever you can give, that's beneficial.
Right.
And beneficial to that person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I'll say this, just as my own personal closing statement, is that at the end of the day, it really does come down to what you provide to your partner and what they provide to you, how you value what your partner provides, and how much will and strength and endurance you have in maintaining what you provide, and understanding that your position is based on how well you do so, how well you provide what it is that is required by you, and how you move forward within that. If you fuck up, don't expect, bro, I'll end it here and say this. In sickness and health, richer and poorer is a lie.
Big
Understand that. Just understand that and focus on getting better constantly. There's no such thing as richer or poorer, sickness and health. When you put a ring on a finger, it's not about love. It's about a business contract. That's what marriage is.
Right.
It's not to say get mad. It's not to say get bitter and get hopeless. It's to say understand why you're doing what you're doing and make sure you're happy and expect more happiness and require more happiness when you make this decision, along with success. So that's where I'll leave it out. We good? Any closing thoughts?
Yes, sir. We're good,
straight?
brother.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
So this was another one for you. It's the Big Cap, no bullshit.
At all.
Right? Just conversations about
At
passions,
all.
philosophies, and perspectives. So we're going to be back at you again.
Right.
Deuces.
Fuck you, man.